Hello, everybody, and welcome to another installment of California saltwater fishing. Today we are on the Tomahawk out of Fisherman's Landing in San Diego, California, on a 2-day trip targeting tuna. We left the landing at about 11 o'clock in the morning, and we were on a long ride, about 12 hours or so, out to our destination, which was just a bit north of San Clemente Island and west of Catalina and south of Santa Barbara Island, in that nice little area where we're seeing a lot of bluefin start to come together. As you can see from the lights on the horizon, we weren't the only boat out there, and there was quite a good showing from multiple fleets up and down the Southern California coast. So there was plenty of tuna to be had for everybody, and we started the night's fishing at around midnight or so. Here are some of the first few fish to come up on the first drop, so we definitely knew that we were in the right place. And I didn't catch my first fish until about the fourth drop or so. Here you can see that fight with that first fish. It wasn't a very large fish. It was maybe only about 20 pounds or so, but the way that it was hooked caused it to come up a bit sideways, because it took the treble hook at the bottom of my knife jig in the mouth, and then the two assist hooks on the top got in the back of it, so it was coming in at a bit of a weird angle, which made the fight a little bit tougher than it probably should have been for such a small fish. But I have to say, and I wasn't the only one thinking this, these fish were particularly mean and aggressive, let's say that. They were pretty tough fighters. Who knows if it's the cold water or what it is, or all the boat pressure, but they were some pretty tough hombres, that's for sure. So even the smaller ones were putting up a heck of a good fight, and this one definitely didn't disappoint. So I was pretty happy to at least get one on the board, and was good to see that, the knife jig was working, and this was a good way to kind of start the evening. I ended up with 4 fish in total, so I got my 2-day limits, which was great. The boat did not limit out, however. There was a few guys that ended up not catching any tuna. I think there was a couple other guys that also got their limits, but it was definitely not like a full boat limit scenario by any means. But I was personally happy to get limits, since a few of the last tuna trips I've been on, I was not able to come home with a tuna. So it was good to get some redemption for getting a 4-pack of tuna on this trip. So very lucky with that. My biggest one you'll see come up here in a little while was an 80-pounder, and I was very happy with that fish in particular. So definitely enjoy that fight to come here very shortly after I land this smaller tuna. I was a little apprehensive about going on the Tomahawk after hearing mixed reviews, some of them not so good about the boat. But what I found out is that a lot of those reviews were kind of dated, and that was incorporating the original captain and crew of the boat, and now it's a totally different captain, totally different scenario. Some of the old crew members came back after leaving because of their differences with the previous captain and ownership of the boat. But the captain was great. He's a long-term veteran of the industry, and here you can see him helping me get this fish off the hook. So he definitely didn't mind getting his hands dirty and working out there on the deck with the rest of the guys. Always love to see the captain out there doing that thing with the rest of us. And he comes from a long tradition, about his whole life pretty much, working since he was 10 years old as a pinhead out of Marina Del Rey, and now he's the captain of his own boat. And I can tell you, he runs a great ship, great crew, one of the best crew of deckhands that I think that I've worked with. So I can't say enough good things about the boat. I highly recommend it. The bunks were great. I recommend getting bunks on the outside versus the inside, because they're a little bit wider, a little easier to sleep in, especially if you're a 6'1", 250-pound guy like myself. It was nice to have that extra room. So it was definitely a great experience on the boat, and if you get a chance to try the Tomahawk, I definitely recommend it. I'm going to come back in a little while to talk about another fight that I taped for another angler, so check that out in a minute. Here's one of the other anglers on the boat, our only lady angler, who got her first bluefin tuna. We, of course, tried to get her to eat the heart, but she wasn't having anything to do with that. She at least held it and said that it just felt weird with it beating in her hands like that, so she couldn't end up actually eating the thing, which is understandable. They're kind of gross. But it was definitely cool to see her, as well as some other first-timers, catch their first tuna. There was a lot of first-timers on this boat, I can tell you that. But I don't mind that. I kind of like the opportunity to teach some folks, and see them progress into more advanced anglers. So that's always a good thing. So like I said, enjoy the footage for a while. I'll be back in a bit to discuss one of the other fights that are coming up, and hopefully you enjoy it. Talk to you soon.
Here's your rod, Bob. Just pull it out, pop it up.
Think I should go back to high or?
No, you're good. Try to keep that bend in the rod. Wind fast enough to maintain the bend, you know what I mean? Fast.
If you're gonna be in low, you gotta crank faster.
You're looking good, bro. Coming right up. Fish is no match for you. No match.
Tell that to my deltoids.
Probably. It's kind of, yeah. No, you're good. No,
Should I go back up to high or are we good?
yeah, just keep winching, man. You're doing good. Bring him up, man. You're gonna grab the whole side of the boat.
Yeah.
Come on up, bud.
Underneath your arm. Underneath your arm. Underneath your arm.
Here, I'll take you up.
Take me up, yeah. Give me a second to rest for a second.
Stop pulling. Heads up, guys.
Shit.
Stay in free.
You guys might come on down here a little bit. See the angle on this stick. I'm going back down. There you go. Keep winching, and then once we get this line off here, we're gonna slide right over the top of these guys. Start walking down. Down.
Go under me, dude.
Coming down, guys. Coming down. Everybody step back for him, or step under. He's over you all. Duck down, guys. Lower those rod tips. Duck down. Lower those rod
Wind on
tips.
that thing.
You gotta whine, you gotta whine.
Take charge! See this bitch there, dude. Never taking any line.
I know, it's weird. Let the wood do it. It might be one of those 8-pounders tagged in the ass.
One of those 500-pound bolos. No, you're good. Go to the right. Go all the way down. All the way down. All the way across. Yeah, this thing's on for sure. All the way across into the corner, then put the rod off the side. Here, bud, you're getting grabbed too. Go over the other way. You gotta go back. Come back. Back to the right.
Not seeing any fish
go,
on there
go.
right this second,
Go.
but I'll let you know if I do see
Get down. Fucking twisticles here, dude. You gotta go up with that thing too. Twisticles. Cranking, bud. Doing good. Keep cranking, bud.
These 50 yards are way too much. Here. I can't remember. Here. Have some. Here. I don't think it's that way.
Color.
Keep going, bud. See it.
Oh, it is bigger.
Oh, shit.
Keep going, bud. This thing's wrapped a fucking 1,000 times.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Keep going, bud. It's on the fish, no problem.
Yeah, you just have to get killed this thing, dude. Oh, maybe not.
Here you go. Whose is this?
Yeah.
You, Justin? There you go, bud. Keep the rod straight. Okay? Kind of swing it left. There's better fish, son.
Back on the fish. Back on the fish. Yeah.
Ow. Guys.
Keep winding, bud. Other side. Never mind. Just gotta grab you again.
Just got him again. Just free spool your rod. Free spool your rod.
Oh.
Fucking hurting me, dude. Yeah. wind.
Did it come back, Nicky?
Yeah. Let's stay right here, bud. Wind. You got no drag on that thing, so the problem is. Yeah, so go ahead. I'll lift next.
No, don't. This one.
Wind.
Keep going.
Now you can lift.
Got him.
Pull the rod out.
Free spool. Son of a bitch.
Okay, guys, wind him up here. Wind him up.
Thanks, brother.
So there you can see me bringing up my biggest fish of the trip. That was one heck of a battle, that's for sure. And I was so thankful to have those deckhands next to me to help me make that catch happen. So after that had occurred, another angler had tied into another larger model, and this was around 3:30, 4 in the morning that the bigger ones started coming in, and he tied into this one, and his actually took him quite a ways around the boat. I think completely 360 around the boat, whereas mine was really more of an up and down sort of battle, with a little bit of side to side action, which only resulted in some minor tangles in comparison to what this fella had to go through. But this one was a bit bigger too. It was probably another 20 pounds or so on mine, so it was probably a full 100-pounder versus mine, which weighed in at 80. This was a heck of a fight, and once I saw it going on, I was also still pretty tired from my fight, so I figured, okay, I'm just going to record this and try to get some good action for you guys to see what it's like out there at 4 in the morning on the tuna grounds when the big ones start to come through. And he was giving it his all. He was doing great. The deckhands were, of course, there to support him and advise through the whole process and make sure to get him through some of the tangles and some of the nastiness that he had to go through. At one point, he was tangled in with probably 5 or 6 guys, and then another fella tied into a bluefin next to him, and the 2 fish started getting wrapped into the tangle, and it was getting pretty nasty for a while, definitely very touch and go. And when the fish even came up close to gaff, and the deckhand just barely missed the fish and ended up scratching it on the gill, which enraged the bluefin and caused it to swim pretty much straight down. And as it did, it cut through the other angler's line that had another fish on it and cut that fish off. But what we found is that fish was also balled up in the tangle. So after they landed this big fish, they were untangling that line, and they found that the line still had a fish on it. So they went ahead and got that detached piece of line, spliced it onto another setup, and the original angler that lost it went ahead and brought that fish up to the surface. I tried to get the rest of that fight on my camera, but I ended up losing batteries just before he landed it. But it was definitely part of the trials and triumphs that come along with bluefin fishing. But a lot of that I definitely give to the crew in terms of the success that we did have with the fish that we connected with. There were some fish that were lost. Some of that was just due to experience issues with the newer group of anglers that we were working with, as well as some failures of equipment. There was a straightened hook on one of the guys that caught one, and I would have to say, as a recommendation, when you buy these knife jigs, always replace the hooks. Don't trust what they say. Make sure that you buy really good stinger hooks to go along with it. And personally, I like a nice large, 4 or 5X treble hook at the bottom of my setups, just because I like the way that they work, and they tend to close the fish's mouth so that it doesn't get quite as much oxygen. And but the main point is replace the hooks when you buy them, because this guy ended up losing a pretty nice fish because it completely straightened out the hook. And a couple of knot issues and things like that where the line broke. And also, like as I said, just kind of experience issues putting the proper leverage on these fish. Using the rail is so important at these times. As you can see here, he's on the rail trying to make the most of the fight, and you want to use the weight of the boat against the fish as much as possible, because they have every advantage that you do not. And just make sure that when you're on these trips that you're paying attention to the anglers around you, paying attention to the fish that are going through, making sure that you're constantly working your jigs, because if the jigs aren't moving down or moving up, you're not going to get a hit. So the more that you're working, the more that it'll work. So it's definitely doable, even if it's your first time out. But of course, listen to the crew, pay attention to what's going on around you, and just keep at it and keep in the water, and you'll do fine. This fella ended up getting his fish to the stern again, and we landed him. And as I said, a second one came up after the tangle, which was beautiful to see. And then after that, things kind of slowed down for a while until the morning came, and then we started our daytime fishing, which was pretty fun. The name of the game for the daytime on this occasion was sinker rigs. So I was personally using that type of sinker rig setup where you take the main line, tie it to a ringed hook, in this case a 5/0 Mudu circle hook, and then you tie another line to that ring that goes down to a weight. In this case it was a 6-ounce torpedo sinker, so that the line is sitting in the middle, the hook is sitting in the middle of the line, so that it's kind of suspended above the weight. I like this better than the rubber band setup, because I just feel terrible losing weights when I don't have to, especially if you just lose the weight because of a tangle or because the boat started moving as you were reeling up or something like that. It's not so bad if you lose it on a large tuna, but if you just lose it for no reason, it feels kind of sucky. So anyways, you'll see some fish that are coming up on the sinker rig after we finish up the night fishing here. Hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. If you've stuck around with me long enough to this point, please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And of course, share this with your friends and leave any comments that you'd like to leave. And I hope that, like I said, I hope you're liking it. I hope you're liking the video. This was a great trip, and I know you'll love the Tomahawk if you give them a chance. So go try them out down in Fisherman's Landing. See if you can get a reservation this year, because this is one of the better years that we're seeing. And until next time, keep those lines tight, and I hope to see you on the rail. Have a good one.
60 feet, guys. 240 down, 360.
Spider up there. Yeah, I ran out a little while ago too. But that's why I saved a little just in case we get some at the end here. That's a good fight. Oh no.
Oh no. Look at everybody's lines.
Oh. You got some noodles, man.
line. Here, come here. Take it or what? No, I don't. This is a cluster one. I'm tied up in. I'm going to back off on my drag. Let him land that one. Yeah.
Color. Almost there, buddy.
Why don't you just gap it? I'm tied up in a knot on it. You're going to have to gap that thing cut shit. It's fucking. All those loose lines suck me right into it. You guys gotta listen when we say wind up, guys. I know. I was up the side. I got bit. I got bit up the side. That's the problem. He ran down.
You're so close, brother.
Wine.
You only got like maybe 10 more cranks to go, dude. Keep cranking.
Yeah, this is fun. He's got to get that fish in and then figure out how to get my fish out of it. But right now, it's burning.
So close, buddy. You're so close, dude.
Rather he get this fish.
Yeah, just keep him winding, man. Keep
Ain't
winding.
got my fish on anymore. No, I got my fish on there still. He just took off. That knot ain't gonna come through. Get him.
Get him.
Roll him upside down. There you go. Oh, motherfucker. Now he's dead.
That just right break your stage.
Yeah, it did. Well, I'm off. Wine. I'm off.
Get him, buddy. Get him. One more pass. Get him. Get him. All right, dude. Look at the jig. All right. Good job, buddy. Nice. Good stuff, brother. Yeah, you bent the shit out of it. Look at that.
Thank you, brother.
That's the troublemaker.
not bad.
Oh, I gave a little too much. I gave a little too much there. I popped his head right out of the water.
Nice tuna fish.
I gave a little too much there.
Look one off the side here too.
Yeah, I gotta come down. I gotta come down. Coming over.
There you go, guys.
Coming over.
Get some nice. Well, please don't make your thumbs on there though. Coming down the corner, guys.
Coming down to the corner.
Right tips up.
Coming down. Gonna go over you, dude.
That felt better. Under. Go. We're looking here, fellas.
Oh my God. Oh, I got it. I did get smacked.
Another bite on the side. Another biter on the side. Yes, sir, right there. Oh, no, biter. There we go. Keep them coming, guys. It's going big down.
Another biter.
Feel the steel.
How bad do you want it?
I want it.
Attaboy. Big coming. Get it. It's like the taco shop. You don't want to be ready that quick. You want it to be made fresh to order. You want that organic. Yeah. Longer that baits in that roll, the worse it is. You want him to hand pick it for you. Little Caesars is good, but you gotta have that shit made. Put that bait in there fresh for you guys.
Let's switch.
Yep. Go up with that fish. Go up with that fish. Go up. Up and over. Follow your fish. He's hand picking those sardines for you. Breaking his lid over too. Come on.
Over you. Watch your line, dude.
Come on, that fish up, sir. Come on up.
Go back over and around.
Color.
Got one. Yeah, buddy.
Oh no, hopefully we don't tangle.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh no. Color on the bow. Tangle. I think we're all three tangled up. Oh shit. Color.
Alright. So we're tangled up. We got color.
And I got a tangle. Oh.
Check you out here. Let me see your rep. That loose one's tying. Don't lift anymore. It's white. This one's tying them together to my left here. I don't know. I'm off. This is.
That's mine. Oh shit.
Here, Nick, you be right back. This loose one to my left here's. Come on, there, guys. Hey, Tredis. Yeah. Swing the tips in. Swing the tips in. Wind them up. Let me see that. It's loose. That's just one out.
I think we're really close.
There you go. We're loose. Here you go, bud.
Good, thanks, brother.
Yeah. You, that way over here. Come over.
Walk it up to the bow.
You can cut me loose.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm hooked in somewhere that's out.
Right on, thanks, Nick.
Yeah, good job, man.
That's the one's number 1.
He's got the multicolored specto here.
No, I
Just
mean,
keep fighting your fish now. Find them up.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Yeah, it's got a color.
Multicolored spectra still in the water.
I'm hooked. I'm a
Just
wrap
wrapped
around.
all over the fish.